when it's ready. Now, ready? Okay, welcome back. We're looking at genetic diseases, part 2. Now, there are 2 diseases you need to know about for your examinations, okay? These are called Huntington's disease. And the thing to remember about Huntington's disease is caused by a dominant allele, okay? Which means the genotype of the person carrying Huntington's is going to be that, because we only need one allele to get the disease, okay? The other disease we look at is called cystic fibrosis. Now this is slightly different because cystic fibrosis is caused by a recessive allele, which means you need to have 2 of them. Okay, so I'll represent that with a little c. So a person with cystic fibrosis would have 2 recessive alleles. Now this gives implications on how you actually inherit them and the probability of you actually inheriting the disease in the first place. So if we take Huntington's to start with, and let's say for instance we had a woman with Huntington's disease. Her genotype is going to be big H, little h. And let's say her husband didn't have Huntington's disease, he's healthy. So his genotype is going to be little h, little h. So if we draw our Punnett square, like so, we can see that if they have children, the probability of their child having Huntington's is as follows. I'm going to ask a guest speaker to come up. So Connor, come up and do the test cross for me, please. Okay, Connor, off we go then. So, Connor's going to show us the test cross.
He's changed it out, sir.
Hang about. Shall we just start again, Connor, because the capital letter always goes first, remember?
Oh, yeah, if you pardon the pun.
Very good, Connor. So, probability of this person having Huntington's is going to be what?
It is 50%.
50%. Very, very good. Thank you, Connor. Take a seat. Okay, now, the situation for cystic fibrosis is slightly different, okay? Now, cystic fibrosis, as we said, is caused by a recessive allele. So in this case, what we're going to find is this. A person, let's say a person is carrying the disease, a carrier, okay? Their genotype is going to be large C, little c. Now let's say the other person, okay, the other parent is also a carrier, large C, little c. Remember, the letters mean nothing. We can use any letters we want, okay? Now if we cross this one, Reese, would you like to come across this one for me, please? Okay, and Reese, what is the probability of the offspring having cystic fibrosis?
75%.
Nope.
Oh, no, because...
Which one?
25%.
25%, very good, thank you very much. Yes.
Why is it caused by recessive?
Some genetic diseases are caused by recessive alleles and some are caused by dominant. That's just the way it is. Now the other thing you have to be able to interpret is a family tree, okay? Now for a family tree, we use symbols like so. So for instance, the square is normally for a male, the circle is for a female. If the circle is half coloured in like so, this usually represents a carrier. A line in between represents the fact that they're married.
Does
now,
it mean
underneath,
it's half the chance, sir? Half the chance of them
no,
carrying?
all this means is that they're carrying the disease. So they've got a dominant allele and they have a recessive, which means they are healthy.
Can they pass it on?
They could possibly pass it on. Now, if we have a situation where you get a family tree like so, and we know that one of the children here actually has the disease, okay, then we know for certain what these people are going to be, okay, because they at least have to be carriers, don't they? Because remember, they're both going to pass on an allele, one there and one there to the next generation, okay? So we can work out the probability of them passing on a genetic disorder, okay? Now, the symptoms of cystic fibrosis and Huntington's disease are things you need to know. Remember that Huntington's disease causes brain wasting over a period of time. It's not normally apparent in a person until they pass about the age of 40, although sometimes you do find it in younger people, okay? Some of the symptoms are clumsiness, slurred speech, and later on, as the disease gets worse, okay, you start to see a progressive deterioration of their movement as well, so then they end up in a wheelchair. Okay, cystic fibrosis, again, is characterized by production of thick, sticky mucus. Now, a common mistake is thinking that this thick, sticky mucus is only produced in the actual trachea and the lungs. This is not true. It's also produced down in the digestive system. So, some of the symptoms of cystic fibrosis would be digestive problems, because especially the pancreatic duct becomes blocked, which means no enzymes or limited enzymes can be released into the digestive system to break down your food. Okay? Also, a thick, sticky mucus provides an area where bacteria can grow. Now, because of this, sufferers of cystic fibrosis tend to get recurrent infections, chest infections in particular, which means they have to take large amounts of antibiotics to counter the actual disease. Okay?
That's why they die.